is up, everybody? RexEncholada's here, and today I have my top 10 favorite Pokemon, which is started by 6 Foot Axe, and pretty much it's like a Pokemon cipher, but instead of rapping, you just give a list of your top 10 Pokemon. And so he encouraged his subs to make a video response and post it. And yeah, someone did. It wasn't me, but Santi-kun. If you don't know him, I don't know where he's been for my channel because he's one of my good friends. I pretty much mention him in most of my videos. But yeah, he did it, and then he called me out, he tagged me, which means that now I have to, well, excuse me, I don't want to say that, which means I now have the privilege, the opportunity, the responsibility, unwanted responsibility. But no, I'm just kidding. I actually look forward to doing this because it is pretty fun. If you hear that, that just means I put my keyboard on the floor. But yeah, let's just get into this top 10 list. So, at the 10th spot is Ledian. And Ledian is on this list for simply 2 reasons. 1, it looks cool. And 2, I use this thing in Pokemon Silver because in my childhood, I played Pokemon Silver a lot because it was pretty much like the only Pokemon game I had that did not get thrown away or whatever. There's a story behind that. I may tell that one day, I may not. But anyway, as my phone starts ringing. So yeah, sorry about that. But anyway, I used this thing in Pokemon Silver, and what I was doing was I was doing a sort of an underdog run on my own. I was just getting a whole bunch of stuff that no one ever used, and this was one of the things I got, and it ended up helping me through Sprout Tower a lot because it 4 times resists grass, and it's a bug type. And then on top of that, it can be a dual screener. And I used this thing all the way up to the Elite 4. You know, dual screen safeguard so Lance couldn't burn me and stuff like that. You know, just simple stuff like that. And it plays really good support. And then when I got into competitive, I just looked at this. Recently, and it turns out this thing has base 110 special defense and base 85 speed, which means that it can run a especially defensive dual screener, and it can U-turn out into the threat of your choice. And then if you don't want to run that, it has terrible attack, but if you just want to be that guy, you can run Comet Punch, Mach Punch, or any type of punching move, because as an ability, it gets Iron Fist, which is amazing because it looks cool, and then it gets Iron Fist. What more needs to be said about this poke? So at the number 9 spot, we have Zangoose, and Zangoose is number 9 simply because of the shenanigans you can pull off with this thing. If you give this thing a Life Orb, give it Swords Dance, and give it Toxic Boost ability, and then switch it in on either when there's either Toxic Spikes out or you switch it in on a Toxic. This thing destroys teams. +2 Life Orb Toxic Boost. That's crazy powerful. That's ridiculous. And then it gets Close Combat, it gets Facade, it gets Night Slash, and I'll tell you right now, nothing is living a +2 Toxic Boost Facade. That's a 140 base power move on top of stab, on top of ×2 attack. Nothing's living that. This Zangoose is an ultimate, like, it's just an amazing wall breaker, because what do most walls do? They toxic stuff and protect. So what you do, you sit it in, and then you go for the Swords Dance while they toxic, or you switch it in on the toxic, and then on their protect you go for the Swords Dance and just proceed to destroy their team. So this thing is an amazing wall breaker. And then on top of that, it has that cool rivalry with Seviper. And I just always like when Pokemon like interact with each other, like when they have like rivalries or when they have like stories going on. I just think that's cool. So here at number 8, we have Octillery, and this actually goes perfect with what I was just talking about, how like the Pokemon have relationships, because if you did not know, a Mantike evolves into a Mantine at level 25 when you have a Remoraid in your party, because Remoraids are always seen like on the underside of Mantines, so that's pretty cool. But number 8 is Octillery, and not Remoraid, Mantine, or Mantike. And it has base 105 attack and special attack. And outside of Kyogre, which is all the way up in Ubers, it has the strongest water spout in the game, aside from Kyogre. During 5th gen anyway. I mean 6th gen could introduce some new stuff. But it has the 2nd strongest water spout in the game. And then it has an amazing move pool. And in that move pool, it has Sunny Day and Flamethrower. So what you do, you go for the Sunny Day on the switch, and then you roast your grass type switch in, I guess, with Flamethrower or Fire Blast, because it gets both. It has it can take hits decently. So you can have it take a hit and then go for a Fire Blast. And then it can even beat Bulky Waters because it gets Energy Ball. And then you can run Physical and give it Bullet Seed. It's just extremely versatile. Put it on Trick Room because it is very slow. Put it on Trick Room, Specs, Water Spout. It's like 3 things dead in those 5 turns, counting the turn you switch out. So the turn you switch out, you have 4 turns and 3 things are most likely going to die. Bulky Water and no Bulky Water. It's kind of cool because it's based off of like well, first off, it has a signature move, which is Octazooka, and it's the only move that's named after Pokemon. So that's amazing because in Japanese it's like Aku Tank Cannon or something like that. It has a good move pool, and memories are based off of like revolvers or something, so that's kind of cool, I guess. So here at number 7 we have an Electrode, and everyone knows that Electrode is fast, but this thing has base 140 speed. That is only 40 base speed behind the active speed. It's the fastest thing in use save Ninjas. So give it a choice specs because it has decent base 80 special attack, and you can run a Volt Switcher that destroys, like, that will literally put holes in people's teams. And then put that with like Bandit something with U-turn, or put that with Life Orb Mienshao, and then you can Volt Switch, fake out U-turn, go back out to Electrode, Volt Switch, and just those 2 things will literally just destroy teams as long as you get rid of that one ground type. Like, it's just amazing. And actually, now that I think about it, I don't even think NU has many ground types besides Golurk. It may have more, I'm probably wrong, but off the top of my head, the only ground type I can think of is Golurk. Which, I mean, that gets OHKO'd by Bandit Darmanitan. But anyway, this list is not about Darmanitan. But 140 base speed, decent 80 special attack, put a specs on that thing, give it max speed, Jolly, or yeah, max speed Timid, or max speed Modest, and you're gonna destroy teams. And that's all that's gonna happen. Teams, well, you won't necessarily destroy teams with this, but by the time this dies and you got done with your Volt Switching, the team's going to be severely hindered, and then you can just bring in your late game sweeper or your setup sweeper, set up, and then just destroy teams. So this is how it works. Electrode is very supportive without actually running a support set. So now at the number 6 spot we have Elekid, and it's weird that a baby Pokemon like Elekid makes it on any top 10 list anywhere except most useless Pokemon. But this Elekid is actually pretty decent. It has base 95 speed, which is faster than Scizor, which actually it has 3 less base speed than Hydreigon, which is all the way up in NU, which is all the way up in OU. And Elekid is just chilling in LC, outspeeding everything unboosted. Then it looks amazing. It looks very cool. It has like the it's like a buff plug thing. And then I don't remember what movie it was in, but in one of the movies it saved Pikachu from a thunderstorm by like directing the thunder, or the electricity, the lightning, to itself, which was cool because it was like this and then a whole bunch of other Pokemon that all saved Pikachu. So if you save the main character of a series, that automatically makes you cool and a hero. And then just a little side note, I just did a calc just to see how powerful this thing is, and this thing Bandit, if you're Adamant Bandit, it 2-hit KOs Hydration Vaporeon. And this thing isn't even fully evolved yet, and it 2-hit KOs Hydration Vaporeon. And it outspeeds it, so yeah, if you get a crit, it's dead. Or if they don't go for the rest, as soon as you hit them, it's dead. So yeah, Hydration Vaporeon is no match for Elekid, which is another reason that it gets on this list. And then also it's on this list for personal reasons, because whenever I played Red or Blue, I had to get an Electabuzz. I don't know why, but I just had to get one. And then in Gold and Silver, I was doing my thing with the breeding, and then this Elekid popped out, and I was like, oh, this thing looks pretty cool. I want to say it was one of my very first baby Pokemon. And I know some of you may not like this, but I prefer Elekid much more over Magby and Smoochum. I don't care what you have to say, I prefer them way more. So now number 5, we have Shedinja. And Shedinja is on this list for 2 reasons. One, Wonder Guard. I mean, who didn't see that coming? Like, in-game Shedinja is so good because very few things can touch it. And the things that can touch it, you already know they can touch it because it's either a Fire type, a Dark type, a Ghost type, or a Rock type. And then if it gets a move like Bite, you already know that it gets a move that can hit it. So you can pretty much go through a mono-type run, or a single Pokemon run, with the Shedinja. If you overlevel, you're going to have to overlevel a lot for those things that can hit it. But yeah, as long as they don't have a sand team or a hail team, you should be good. Another reason why I like this thing is because I was playing in Pokemon, I want to say like Ruby, or no, it was probably Sapphire. I was playing Pokemon Sapphire, and I was just training up my Nincada because as a kid, and still now, I'm the type of guy who wants to fill up the National Pokédex. So I was just training up my Nincada to get that Ninjask, and it evolved. At level 25, it evolved, and it learned the moves. And I went to my party to just look at it. I was like, okay, I want to see what this thing looks like. I want to see its stats or whatever. And then I noticed Shedinja just chilling in the back of my party. So I thought it was a glitch because I saw 1 HP. I was like, no, this can't be real. This has to be a glitch. So I go and Google it because I'm that young that when I was playing Pokemon Sapphire, Google was out. But yeah, I was Googling it, and it turns out that it wasn't a glitch, and it's awesome. And it always has 1 HP, which kind of made me sad. But it has decent attack, it has base 90 attack, it has terrible speed, but it gets Shadow Sneak, so it just evens out. And then on top of that, it gets Swords Dance. Swords Dance, X-Scissor plus Shadow Sneak is all you need in a poke. You just need a boosting move, a strong stab move, and then a priority move, and you're good. And Shedinja has all those things as well as an awesome ability. Now, if Game Freak only decided to let it get like, I don't know, 2 HP, no, if it let Shedinja get 5 HP, it could run Substitute, and then it's just over from there. I'm just kidding, it would get broken in 1 hit, but still, Substitute Shedinja, how cool would that be? So now at number 4, we have Conkeldurr. This thing is a beast. It has 140 base attack, 105 HP, and 90 defense, which means it can be a bulky attacker, like in every sense of the word. And then it has an awesome Japanese name, which is Repulsion, because, I mean, I don't know why it's awesome, but I just like to say it. And each one of its abilities can actually be used. Like, it gets Sheer Force, it gets Iron Fist, and it gets Guts. And no matter which ability you choose, you cannot go wrong. Like, if you run the Guts set, Guts, Flame Orb plus Bulk Up, like, come in, get a Bulk Up while you take a hit, and then you have a Flame Orb. And then you have Guts, Bulk Up, you have Guts plus 1 Mach Punch coming. So you're essentially at plus 2. You have plus 2 Mach Punches coming, and then it gets Drain Punch to help its survivability. That's crazy. And with this base like 45 speed, it can learn Mach Punch. So a Bulk Up plus a Mach Punch from a Guts boosted Conkeldurr is going to kill a lot of stuff. And then on the other hand, you have Iron Fist. You can give it Thunder Punch, Drain Punch, Mach Punch, Ice Punch, or Fire Punch. This is just a good set there. I mean, you can't go wrong. And then also it has the has a Sheer Force, which I like to run Sheer Force Life Orb set. With that, you can run the Elemental Punches and then Mach Punch or Drain Punch for recovery, because you are running a Life Orb set, so you're not getting lefties. So you can run the Elemental Punches and then Drain Punch and just destroy stuff because of Sheer Force Life Orb. So I mean, you are missing out on priority move, but Conkeldurr can take hits. So with its abilities, it just can't go wrong. It's just literally a beast. Like, I'll be battling and I'm like, okay, I need a comeback. I'll stand in this Conkeldurr, kill something, and like the momentum just shifts momentously. I was talking about momentum and I said momentously. Anyway, at number 3 we have Zekrom. And Zekrom it's all black, and my favorite color is black, which makes it automatically deserve a spot on this list. And I play Yu-Gi-Oh! I watch Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm interested in Yu-Gi-Oh! So many of you already know, if you do know of or know about Yu-Gi-Oh! Or watch it, you know that there was this one card that Joey had that he gave to Yugi. And that card was a Red Eyes Black Dragon. And Zekrom is literally Red Eyes Black Dragon. It's a black dragon with red eyes, and it breathes fire. It represents ideals, and I'm kind of an idealistic kind of person. Like, I don't really care for the truth of the matter, as long as, like, I'm more of a it's the thought that counts kind of person. So the truth isn't really, like, what actually happens isn't better than the thought for me. I'm more of an idealistic type person. My favorite color is black, so I already said that, but still. And it's just a beast. It has 150 attack, 120 special attack, and it's all the way up there in Ubers. Like, I'm actually hoping for Gen 6 for this thing to come down to OU, because it's not all that good if you think about it. Like, it has pretty much the same stats as Kieran Black, and Kieran Black is chilling in Uber or in OU, and it can be destroyed with Mach Punches. Zekrom there's things that outspeed it. So it can come down to OU. I'll be perfectly fine with it. I would use that. I would nickname it Rex, and I would just destroy teams, but then they'll have like a counter to it, and then it'll go down, and I'll be sad because I just died. Anyway, Gen 6 brings Zekrom OU. Number 2 on my list is Zoroark. And the reason this thing is on my list is because its ability is cool. And Zoroark is the second Pokemon that I've ever gotten, and one of the 2 that I've only gotten from an event. Like, I went to Toys R Us, I got this Pokemon, I walked around the store, looked at the stats, and I was just pretty much pleased with this Pokemon. And then this thing is very versatile. It has 105 attack, 120 base special attack, 105 speed, and then on top of that, it gets Sword Stance and Nasty Plot for the boosting of your choice. Like, no one knows what it's going to be because A, of its ability, and then if you know how to use Zoroark well, you can completely catch your opponent off guard, set up the boosting move of your choice, and just proceed to sweep them because they did not know what it was, so they switched out. And that's all you need in Pokemon, just one turn to set up, and then you can pretty much sweep teams. It's also my favorite type, which if you did not know, my favorite type is Dark type. Yeah, I don't know why it's Dark type. There's just a lot of cool Dark type Pokemon out there, like Absol. That thing is amazing. Looks amazing. Has the strongest priority move in the game. But anyway, on to number 1. Number 1, if you do not know me, will maybe be a surprise, but if you do know me, this shouldn't be a surprise at all. Number 1 is Darkrai. I know this thing is Ubers, but honestly, I liked Darkrai before I knew it was Ubers. Like, the whole story it has with Cresselia is cool, because as I said earlier, I like Pokemon that have relationships with each other, and that like interact with each other. And then the whole event, like the whole in-game event, is cool. It has base 135 special attack, 125 speed. It still is a Dark type, which makes it my favorite Pokemon. And this thing is just so fun to use. Like, its ability goes perfect with the story, with all the legends about it and everything. And then in game, you can just run the most annoying set ever. You can run Dark Void, Nightmare, and Dream Eater, and then like a move of your choice. And then with Nightmare plus Dream Eater plus Bad Dreams, which is its ability, the thing will die in like 2 hits, and then your Darkrai will just be chilling at full, like literally chilling at full. So that's kind of cool. I like that. I like that you can run like annoying type sets in game that don't work in OU, or like that don't work in competitive, because in game isn't made to be taken seriously. It's just made for you to have fun with. And so in game I like to run stuff like that, and the fact that Darkrai can run something like that just makes it even that much more better. And then it looks cool. Its shiny version, there was a time where I wanted the shiny version just because of the shininess, like the purple and the white. Like I actually wanted Lightrai at one point in time, but I don't anymore. I like the normal, regular Darkrai. I like to give it Sharingan eyes because it just fits. So yeah, that is my top 10 list. So I guess this is the part where I tag someone. And if you don't know who I'm going to tag, I don't know where you have been for the past like 3 months. But there's only one person that's going to get tagged in this, and that is my boy, Kirk Empoleon. So Kirk, tell us your top 10 favorite Pokemon. And guys, remember, you are Rose in the Field of Daisies. Thanks for watching. Deuces.